welcome back to my channel. I have been collecting a few books over the last month or so, and I thought, why not just do a little mini book haul? I have about 10 books that I'm going to share with you all that we will be using for the upcoming school year. Stick around. Welcome to the channel. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm happy to have you. I love sharing books. I hope that you love them too. While you're here, go ahead, click that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you do not miss any of the videos here on the channel. If you've been with me before, welcome back. I'm about to share books and more books. If you have followed me for any length of time, then you know that I like books. I like books, I like supplies, I like stuff to make it more spicy around here. And so I've kind of just been really searching for books. Our curriculum, our history curriculum, and our My Father's World, which is, I will classify geography, although it has Bible, science, art, music, geography, and some history as well. But I just put in a classification of geography. But both of those curriculums come with, or I won't say come with, they have a list of suggested reading. Also, they have textbooks that go along with that curriculum. Perfect. So we're going to be diving into a lot of those books. However, not every book on that list is something that I want to add to our home library. It doesn't mean that it's a bad book. It just may not be a book that I want to add. And I also don't want to spend thousands of dollars buying all of the books on those lists. For example, My Father's World goes through 2-week time blocks, and it gives you a list of books for that specific 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks, there are probably 40 books, and these are suggested. Books that have stars by them are highly suggested, which is anywhere from 5 to 10 books. That's a lot to purchase for curriculum before you know if you're really going to enjoy that book. What I'm doing is checking those out from the library. I'm also using audiobooks because I want to make sure that it's something that the girls and I are really going to enjoy, that we want to read over and over again, that really speaks to us and where we are in this season. It does not mean that in a year from now, I won't decide to grab a few of those books off of the list. However, not every single one of them is something that I'm going to get right now. I'm thinking about what's going to be useful and not just what is going to eat up my budget, because I don't want to do that. It's the same with the history curriculum. There are a list of books. Majority of them I have found at our local library. Yay! And I am able to just check those out. They also have audiobooks available. Yay! Which will help save this mama some time during read alouds. It's just gonna be great. However, there are books that I have found that I did want to add to our home library, and that is what I'm going to share with you right now. First up, some of these books came from the Half Price bookstore, Amazon, the American Girl store. I think that's it. I'll let you know if I come across one that came from somewhere else. But this first one is The 7 Days of Kwanzaa. Last year, I wanted to do a Kwanzaa study. However, my girls were really wanting to do a history of Christmas, which was great. We did that and it was perfect. And we will probably do it again and just kind of expand on the unit study that we did. It was a little bit of a mini unit study, but expand on that. But I wanted to really focus on the 7 days of Kwanzaa. And so I don't have a very large knowledge of Kwanzaa and its history and what it means. This book at the moment is primarily for me in order to expand my knowledge and to be able to help my girls do the same thing. Kwanzaa, if you don't know, is an African-American holiday. And we're about to dive into it to try to figure out exactly how we can insert this holiday into our yearly lives. It's by Angela Shelf. I can't pronounce that last name. And I got it from the Half Price bookstore. I believe it was like $2.99. Next up, this book I bought off Amazon. Interesting enough, it is one of the highly suggested books for our history curriculum, and I did not know that prior to purchasing this book. But I'm excited to read it. I'm not sure how we will do it. I initially, when I purchased it, was going to just give it to my girls and have them do independent reading with it, but I want to read it as well. More than likely, we will make it a part of our read aloud, and we'll use it along with the curriculum. So however they suggest, which is more than likely read aloud, that's what we will do. But this book is Esperanza Rising, excuse me. I'm gonna read you the back of the book to give you an idea of what it's all about. It says, Esperanza, I cannot say her name, I'm sorry, believed her life would be wonderful forever. She would always live on her family's ranch in Mexico. She would always have fancy dresses and a beautiful home filled with servants. Papa and Abuelita would always be with her. But a sudden tragedy shatters her world and forces her and her mom to flee to California, where they settle in a camp for Mexican farm workers. She isn't ready for the hard labor, financial struggles brought on by the Great Depression, and lack of acceptance she now faces. When Mama gets sick and a strike for better working conditions threatens to uproot their new life, she must find a way to rise above her difficult circumstances because Mama's life and her own depend on it. This book touched me because I believe at the moment when I stumbled across it, I felt as if my girls were being a little ungrateful, and myself as well. We were kind of just struggling with what was me is what I'll call it. But I thought this would be a really good book for us to read together. And then of course it was suggested for our history curriculum, so I felt that that was God speaking to us. We're gonna read this book, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna enjoy it. Next book came from the American Girl store. I was visiting and on vacation down in Houston, and we went into the American Girl store. A friend of mine had just purchased the book, and she was down there, and we were visiting her. I had just met her, and this book was there. It is Race and Inclusion, Standing Up for Racism and Building a Better World. And it says it's for girls, but there are several illustrations of boys and men as well, and they don't have to necessarily look at the pictures. I believe that the message within the book applies to everyone, not just girls. I've had a few people, I shared this on my Instagram page, and I had a few people ask me if I thought it would be good for boys as well, and I do. I think that it would be. You'll see there's a boy here in the back, and it talks about everything. There's also another boy. It talks about racism and inclusion, and that inclusion is people with disabilities, mental struggles, everything. It covers everything. And this, I really like it so far. I've just been reading it to make sure that the content is what I would like to present to our daughters. Thus far, I have no issues with this book. A great buy. You can also get it on Amazon as well. It was about $11 or $12. And we really love the American Girl books. We have a couple of other ones that are talking about bodies and development. They also have a workbook as well, and my oldest daughter killed it. She loved the workbook. It was kind of like a journal, but it asked questions. It asked her questions about herself and how she felt about herself. All really good material that we have enjoyed. Okay, up next, this is not a new one. It's new. It came from the Half Price Bookstore, not a new book physically, but we have seen the movie. My girls have seen the movie, and I thought a lot of times the books are so much better than the movie. So I went ahead and grabbed this for my daughters to read. They absolutely love the movie, and I know that they will love reading the book. It just will give them a different perspective. One thing that they struggle with in placement is realizing that typically the book comes first and then the movie, and they're confused by that. They're like, what? Because they have only seen movies of a lot of books that are out. So I'm hoping to present to them a different side and let them know that a lot of times the books really are better than the actual movie. So I bought Hidden Figures. It was $4.99 maybe. Next up, I bought Winter's Coming. This is just for my tot. We are going to start heading into fall and into winter. I thought it was a really cute book. I got it as well from the Half Price bookstore. I believe it was maybe $5.99. It's a hardcover, which is a steal of a deal for a hardcover book, but just a cute little book for her to go through. Let me show you some pages here. And her sisters can read it to her. I can read it to her. Perfect for a read aloud for our family. The next book is Will You Be My Friend? So cute. This is also for my toddler. I also found it at the Half Price bookstore for about $6 or $7. Hardcover book as well. You can't lose with those. It's basically, here it is. It says, a bunny and a bird live in an old apple tree. Bunny is eager to be friends, but bird feels too shy. Then one night, bird's nest is ruined in a rainstorm. With bunny's help, bird builds a new nest, overcomes her shyness, and discovers what friendship is all about. With simple lyrical language perfect for reading aloud or for children just beginning to read on their own, and beautiful classically rendered illustrations, Nancy Tefori has created a delightfully reassuring friendship story brimming with all the emotions of childhood. My youngest daughter has her sisters as her friends. The first friends that she's ever had, who she's around every day. And with her beginning to venture out for extracurricular activities, she needs to learn how to meet people, like new people. And I thought this would be a good introduction to her being able to talk to people. And she talks to people all the time, but making friends and, hi, my name is Mallory. What's your name? Can we go play together? The regular stuff. So it's all about making sure that I provide her with an avenue to socialize and how to do it, because she may not know. She's been at home all this time. She socializes the way her sisters have taught her, which is not always great. These next books are inspired by my oldest daughter, who has taken a liking to politics and government. Our children are given to us to grow. I know that, because this is going to make me grow. I am not big into politics and government. I do understand some of the processes. I don't understand everything. I'll be the first one to say that. But because she is like, Mom, I want to know how this works and what happens if you vote this way and do this, and who are these people in office and how does it affect everything that we do? It's going to grow me. It's going to grow me as a mother, as a parent. I said that already. It's going to grow me as a person, as a woman. It's going to grow my knowledge. And so I'm happy to help her grow as well. And we're going to do this together. The first book is an Usborne book, and it is Understanding Politics and Government. It has everything in it that you could imagine about, you guessed it, politics and government. We are diving deep into this thing. And I'm not sure how we'll use it. It may just be that we take a couple of pages a day, just read and discuss and make it really light and allow her to do more research on it if she's interested, and we'll sit down and do those things together. I don't want it to be some heavy, long drawn out, stressful process. Just, this is an area of interest for her right now, and I want to really foster that and allow her to grow in that. In whatever direction she chooses to take us, I will follow her lead. The next one is also related to politics. It is For Which We Stand. It's How Our Government Works and Why It Matters, a scholastics book. I purchased this off of Amazon for about $11 or $12. Same thing. We will simply open this book and go. Very straightforward. What is government anyway? Let's go. Let's figure out exactly what it is, what it means, and we're just going to enjoy it. This book is pretty lengthy, about 175 pages, which is great. We don't have a timeline on this. We're just going to learn. I'm excited to do it, honestly. I really am. Our children fuel us to do better and be better and understand better and all of that. I'm really excited about diving into this. The next book, it should have gone with the other section, but this is a book that is also related to our history curriculum that we will be using, which I'm going to share with you all next week. So stick around for that. But I looked it up and I decided that this would be something that I wanted to add to our home library. And it is Heart and Soul, the story of America and African Americans. it gives us an account of African Americans in America, which is often something that is missing in our public school or school history. In history, a lot of times you will hear about all of the negative aspects, which we all know that those things exist. They're a part of our history, but I want our girls to see the positive. I want our girls to see how African Americans have fit into the history of America since the beginning of time. I want them to know that. And this is one of the books that will help us get there. That was an Amazon purchase too. The next thing, as a part of our My Father's World curriculum, we will be studying different countries and their cultures. And of course, one of those will be the United States or North America. And so I grabbed a few additional resources to really help us with that. My Father's World has tons of suggestions, but I've been looking at these books for a couple of years and I just didn't buy them. And I decided this is the perfect time. Thank you, Lord. He's always right on time. He knew that I didn't need to spend this money 2 years ago because they would have just sat on the shelf and I would not have used them. But the first one it's a huge book. Oh, huge. It is the 50 states. Yay. And it basically gives a page. This is awesome in the beginning here, but it gives, I'll say 2 pages. 2 pages for every state. And it gives you interesting facts about it. So this is Alaska. Alaska gets 2 pages. It has all of these facts, what it looks like, agriculture, cultures, things like that. And we are going to use this along with our My Father's World curriculum. And of course, what would this book be without a workbook? This is the 50 States activity book. I'm simply going to make pages and give copies to my daughters, and we will work through the workbook as we work through the information book. These were Amazon buys. This book is huge, though. It's huge, and it's a hardcover book, which is awesome, and there's no cover page that has to come off or anything like that. But I'm excited about this. I want to travel. Our girls want to travel everywhere. They want to see everything. And one way for us to be able to do it, which is as realistic for us and does not break our bank, is to do that through books. We also have an amazing globe. We have some other United States and North America resources that we will be adding in with this. And so for the United States, that time in the My Father's World curriculum, I believe, is 2 weeks. We will probably expand it to 3 or 4 weeks because I have so much information to add in. And I just want to take it slow that the girls, so that they can expand on what they want to and understand what they really need to. And that just will allow for us to kind of steer that wheel however we like and dive in as much as we want to. Last on the list are these I Can Read books. I found them at Costco. They came in a pack of 8. I'm going to show you the pack. I already took the packaging off, but they are I Can Read 8 books. This is all of the books. And here are the levels that they cover. Ty's Travel, Zoom Zoom. And these are my first reading books. I really bought them for my Ty. However, the first couple of books are just Ty's Traveled, all aboard. They go to different places, which is awesome to go along with our My Father's World curriculum. All about traveling, guys. We're traveling this year. And the other ones are I Want to Be a Doctor, I Want to Be a Veterinarian, Michelle Obama, Misty Copeland, Cece Loves Science, and this is a level 3, so she cannot read any of these on her own, but this one definitely will be a higher level. And Libby Loves Science. What I was thinking when I purchased these books is that they are great books that my toddler will sit and listen to with my big girls, but they also provide substantial information for my big girls so that they do not get bored. A lot of times if I just have them reading a regular picture book to my daughters, they get bored. They're not interested in it because it's not their reading level. It's nothing that's sparking their interest. These books will definitely do it. We're talking about doctors, veterinarians, we're talking about successful people, we're diving into science, and this will help encourage them to sit down and read with their sister, but also they're getting a good knowledge base out of it. That is it for my mini book haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed all of these books. If you have any questions or comments, please put those down below. I'd be happy to hear them. I want to know a book suggestion. Give me your absolute favorite book down in the comments. Tell me why you love it, because I may be adding it to my next month's book haul. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're here. Click that notification bell, and I will see you right back here at The Life of Tillmans for another video next time. Bye.